Hey, I'm Mega. Now that's a phrase I couldn't live without. Life necessities aren't only verbal though, they're also outdated.
What a big flipbook of delight. Calendars. Such a strong staple of life. The second most of them all, only losing to these metal suckers. I still have my old calendars from the past 3 years, and even before then just didn't happen.
After all, calendars are the confirmation of life, and considering mine are mostly empty, have I delved into last Thursdayism?
Calendars are a simple necessity, obviously. How else could life be confirmed? But, to everyone else, there's so much more. A fun turnover event at the dawn of a new month, and a handy tracker for upcoming events. Considering how empty mine are other than for life-changings, there's not much in the way that I'd call event-worthy.
But who cares what's in them? After all, with calendars, you don't judge them by their contents. It's all about the cover.
Or is it? I mean, considering people tend to just...
Okay, Mega, enough considering. Who cares specifics? Let's just talk the large, varied variety.
From great tits to Mr. Lostaneer, you can really get all sorts in calendars themed these days. Not that you'd get that impression from mine. Hey, as a probable human, it's normal to fear change.
If I switched to a Luigi calendar, well, you would have become accustomed to Lego.
Despite this, I've highly considered changing up each last couple of years. But I swear there's a calendar for everything but what you search. I tried them all too, and still nothing.
So stick to the comfort I collect to, as I used to find it a fun game of turning over, after guessing whatever could lay, for a thrill. Now I just leave it a week and, I don't know, Bowser stands in orange.
Of which speaking leads me on to something similar. Always avoiding that pesky back. It's nothing like in science cover lessons where you just copy the answers from the back of the booklet.
So why bring up that unexample? I don't know.
As I know one peek at that back would involuntarily end up in long-term memory automatically.
Just like Family Guy spoilers. Ugh. Those are worse than a jammed up DS game holder with a singular grated cheese.
But there is one way to avoid spoilers. Be the spoiler! With sites like Funky Pigeon, you can send photos to upload into a physically personally produced calendar, giving a super unique touch. But what other results form could you touch?
This leads us onto the many forms that calendars can take. I've only ever had this style of wall calendar, but there's many more that either or both exist, and I've seen.
Rather than being held on by a circular pin, there's also variations of stand-up ones. While the quality of their humour is debatable, these are interesting depending on their approach. Either just fold and stand, often cheap, or cubes.
That cube design has always been so cool to me, but yet so odd too. It must be a bit of a handful to change the next day, and the lack of anywhere to write stuff makes it one of the more minimalistic lacking type.
But that's just it. What defines a calendar? Is it really able to just be a number of the current date? Or is at least the current month needed? How about order? Does the week start on Sunday or Monday?
Don't even get me fucking started.
But there's one more factor. What if a calendar with no starting weekday? Hell, no organised position of starting. Thick but thicker, depending on which you choose. Only 1 month.
And it's not April.
Advent calendars. I would say they could have a talk of their own, but I'm not that attached.
I've only had 13 and a half.
With a nice shape to them, a pleasant partner to the calendar family. They are more of a countdown though, with the goal being the end of Christmas Eve with all doors opened. I don't know anyone who sleeps with their door open, but these are still fun. Just weird how all other calendars are count-ups, but... Did I say doors?
Likely.
Behind these doors isn't a mess, but instead of foil. S. With an allowed read of a remark to your left, peel back the foil to uncover a shaped delight.
But I swear it's always the same one.
You could use these for any month of something exciting the 25th, I suppose. But what's so exciting about that? The 26th, now that's an excitement. But too bad no advent calendars go up to... Never mind.
All in all, what have I learnt today? They may just be calendars, but there's so much more to them. With their many forms, even digital. Now that wasn't thought. But do I really want to go full Gregorian, or do I want to expose the lies of our familiarities? There is no countdown! Our lives of 12 have been scammed!